Here's a question.
Oh, no.
If we, through some star alignment miracle, ever got Kojima on, does that mean we can stop doing the show?
Yeah, I'd just leave.
Yeah, I think we can just turn in our Metal Gear cards at that point and just burn them into ashes.
Yeah, just it's over.
Just rub them all over our faces.
It's all downhill from there. Probably come on and be like, what the fuck are you people doing?
Why are you using my name? I did not give permission for this. Why are my lawyers not on this? Why the fuck do I pay you people?
We'll bail and start the David Cage frequency.
Hey, I'm Fingers.
Hey, everyone. This is Days Ahead.
And I'm Nitroid. You're listening to the Kojima Frequency. I was talking to a friend of mine about Rising earlier, specifically the old version, Metal Gear Solid Rising, before they gave it to Platinum.
Mm-hmm.
And how the animation in that just, I don't know what it is, but something about the blade animation when he's slicing through enemies makes me ill. Like just watching it, I get queasy. I don't know if it's just how smooth it is and how it like, there's no resistance at all when he cuts through.
I was gonna say that zero resistance, yeah.
And they just fall to the ground. Like there's no crunch to it. It's just they just hit the floor. Right?
It's like the difference between like a Hollywood like sound effect of a bone being cracked. Like it's gonna be exaggerated, like
yeah,
or whatever. And when you like actually hear somebody's bone hit the ground and shatter, and there's no there's that distinct noise, but there's like not much to it.
You know what it reminds me of? I have like an aversion to scenes in movies and TV shows where there's any sort of like slow cutting.
Yeah.
Like I can't do it for some reason. And that's the feeling I get watching that. It's like on the same level as like eye gore, you know, like there's certain kinds of gore that I just like, I don't want to see that. And it trips that.
Shout out Dead Space.
Right? Like that was a really hard one for me because that's like
I hated that.
But it's flipping that switch in my brain.
I don't even like putting in eye drops, man. Fuck, that's just too much.
So yeah, I'm kind of glad Platinum changed that.
Yeah, so Rising's been out 8 years now. That's crazy.
Jeez,
I'm so old. I just like it was fun, and I like. It's one of those unique experiences, and I know we've talked about how like we've talked about how Metal Gear games and Kojima games as a whole, they're unique in that the whole experience is curated from, you know, the first trailer to when you play it to, you know, when you find out something about it like 5 years later. Like it all seems very precise. It's funny because Rising kind of felt that way, but it didn't feel precise at all. Like my whole experience wasn't just enjoying the game, and I like Platinum games anyway, but part of the experience was watching how like the game, how Rising kind of affected the fandom in terms of like memes and the culture. And like I tweeted that picture earlier that was like Metal Gear threads before Rising.
Yeah.
And it shows all these like philosophers and you know, people debating and things about postmodernism. And then you see like Metal Gear threads after Rising, and it's like a picture of Kojima. Like somebody's like, who the fuck is Kojima? Like
everybody just keeps saying the memes. You're just like,
rules of nature. Yeah. It was.
I've seen a version of that meme that has Metal Gear discussion after MGS Cinco below it, and it's the same thing as Rising, just the memes become like, why are we still here just to suffer, and like nothing else.
That's pretty fucking accurate.
Yeah, well, I mean, like,
fucking
you know,
fiddle memes.
It is pretty accurate, and it was sort of an experience to like see everybody kind of after the solemn, I guess, first ending of the series, seeing everybody go apeshit.
That's what's so funny about
game.
like with Ground Zeroes, like that ending was so sad and like just like fucked up, and then like Kaz says that fiddle line, and it was just like, Like, what? And like, I don't know, like, it seems like Kojima has like one of those every game where it's like supposed to be this serious moment and he just like completely drops the ball and says something stupid.
Like Princess Beach.
No, get out of here.
Come on, you. I like so much about that game, but that I could not stay dialed in when she said that.
But yeah, no, I enjoyed Rising, and I'll admit, I played it on PC, so I played it a little later, and I played a good chunk of it with the white suit, so I got the extra health, but I enjoyed it, and, you know, I love Schlock. I put it in my Schlock tier on my Metal Gear tier. Schlock is good.
There's a bit of a grindhouse quality to Rising too, you know?
There is. You can make if you fight a boss well enough, you can at the end of it when you do your little like slicing combo, you can while you're doing it, you can make them like beg for you to kill them mercilessly. It's kind of weird.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a little uncomfortable.
It's like grindhousey. Like it's there for your entertainment. It's supposed to be uplifting, but uplifting in a sense that it's supposed to be like a wacky tone that makes you feel good. But you're just like, oh, this person is like a a vegetable now. I don't know.
Yeah, it's not quite a dark comedy, but it's leaning in that direction.
Yeah, it's like a
Right.
B movie where you're just like,
Yeah.
it's very tongue in cheek. I mean, that's the thing though. Like, you have to go into that game like in that kind of mood and like knowing that, because if you're going in just expecting like another Metal Gear Solid entry, it's like, okay, well, this is a little different. But yeah, for what it was, I had a blast with it. Like, I just viewed it as an action game. Didn't really care about, you know, it has to have stealth, even though it had a little bit, but that gameplay, man.
Yeah, none of it bothered me, you know, because they gave it that exaggerated quality. So it was just like, yeah, I'm gonna try and get this thing up to 1,000 every single time.
Yeah, it felt very anime.
You break the engine.
I guess like my only complaint I can think of out the top of my head is that I kind of didn't like how getting the Gray Fox sword broke the game because
Oh, completely.
it felt like, you know, like that's what everybody wanted, but we didn't want it to like make the game easy.
Yeah.
But other than that, yeah, no, I was like, honestly, I did delay myself from playing the game, but it was a pleasant surprise. Both as a Metal Gear and a Schlock fan.
You know what's weird though? There was a piece of DLC we didn't get. It was a wooden sword, like a bokken. It had an inscription on it, and it was supposed to be imbued with Solid Snake's soul. And as you would swing the sword, you would hear quotes from Solid Snake, or you would get advice from him or something. And because we didn't get it, I don't know much of the details, but like I guess they just didn't want to get David Hayter back to record that.
It was DLC, like it wasn't.
Yeah.
Was it going to be part of like the Jetstream Sam stuff or?
No, I think it was just some silly bonus weapon download. Like it wasn't anything major.
Oh, huh.
Might have to double check that. But it was just a standalone thing. I guess they were just being funny about it, but considering the game's kind of tepid on getting into what happened to Solid Snake, though, you know, you can kind of assume, it would have been interesting to have in there.
He did.
Yeah, a little bit.
I feel really old in that we're like so past even fucking Rising.
It was a long time ago when Snake was on the ranch, so.
Yeah, he's been long gone. Anybody who makes jokes that are like, oh, you know, maybe you'll see Big Boss at the Arlington Cemetery or some shit. I'm like, no, you won't. He's dead. He's gone.
They're all gone.
They're all gone. Everybody's dead.
I could make an argument for Venom being alive.
Yeah, because, I mean, we thought he was, you know, we thought Big Boss had survived all of that, so I don't know why all of a sudden we're like, oh, well, since it was Venom, he's definitely dead after that NATO strike. Damn, that's actually a good point. We've never really given Venom the credit. It's like, nah, he could have made it. He had the arm and everything.
Well, if you know, I hate to get into like nerd territory here, but like, I mean, like, what am I even saying, right? Look what show this is. At the end of Metal Gear on MSX, there's just straight up like a after credits bit of text where Big Boss is basically like, I can't die, Solid Snake. I'll fight you again someday.
Mm-hmm.
And the way, and if you kind of twist your mind into a pretzel, you could sort of say, well, that's just the real Big Boss commenting, but not the way it was written. That's the guy you just beat.
Dude, that'd be so cool, like Venom coming back.
I get the feeling he'd be pretty chill, like he's just retired somewhere.
Yeah.
Like he just doesn't want to be a part of it anymore.
They put Venom in that van. One of the decoys.
Oh,
Yeah, what did they call that shit in MGS4? Like the picks?
The picks.
What the fuck was that about? Like what did that?
That
always bothered me.
It's a container used to carry communion bread. That's a really fucking weird. Is making some sort of like communion reference. I don't know. Eva was really high on her Christian allegories.
I was about to say, yeah, there's a lot of Adam and Eva and all this stuff going on.
Like you're not holy. You're a dictator. Get over it.
This is veering into Nitro ranting about Ford territory.
We'll get back to it.
Don't get me. I'm trying to make peace with it.
Yeah, just that Pix thing always confused me. I was like, what? Never looked into it.
Yeah, it's just like a special container for communion bread. That's it.
Yeah, Rising's one of those games like, like if you just focus on the gameplay and don't really worry about the story, I think it's a good time. And that's like for the people that dislike MGSV, like I never really heard anybody say, oh, but the gameplay sucks. Like, some of it might get a little repetitive, but like when the game is doing what it's supposed to do, like as a action stealth type game, I always felt pretty engaged.
Yeah, that's about as perfect as they've gotten it.
Yeah. It was like, I love the word like fluid. Like that engine was just so fluid, and I felt like really capable using Venom. And just the other games do have kind of like a little bit of a stiffness to the controls, but like this was like the most modernized they had gotten that whole system.
So is this what we're doing then? We after the episode with DRK, we all have to say something nice about MGSV.
Yeah, we've been hard on MGSV lately. I think.
Yeah,
I like it. I like it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I think it might, the impression might be getting across that we dislike it, but it's not a perfect game for sure. But I put like I said, over 300 hours into it, so I definitely played the hell out of it and had a good time with it.
I learned a lot from it. Like you said, I put in a lot of hours trying to learn different sort of stealth mechanics and whatnot. I'm not gonna kiss that game's ass, but I certainly don't think it's the worst thing in the world.
Yeah, I mean, Portable Ops sucks way worse than MGSV.
Oh God, you're just gonna start another fight. Later in the